Two hours and 20 minutes up the road from Richmond, Virginia, M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Site for the AFC Divisional Round matchup tomorrow. Texans and the top-seeded Ravens, 4:15 Eastern, 1:15 Pacific on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus. All starts with postseason NFL Countdown at 2 Eastern. All right, C.J. Stroud. You talked about him earlier, Dallin.
He's got to be the rookie of the year. They're 9.5-point underdogs here. There's no pressure really on him. Go out there, sling it, have fun. The pressure's really on all Lamar and the Ravens. Lamar has one playoff win in his career, also one MVP. Probably about to be 2 MVPs. He's got to win some playoff games. This young man's got a great career ahead of him. I would feel pressure's off. Go sling it, man. Have fun.
Agree with you on all those points. That's tomorrow at 4:15 Eastern, Texans and the Ravens. Speaking of a little bit of a pressure situation, the Rams and the Billikens. Billikens down 10 here on the road, looking for their first ever win in the Siegel Center. We'll see if they can make the comeback. Start of the second half and more comes your way after this.
About him, he'd come into this game looking to get up shots, looking to affect the game. That's exactly what he did. He got 11 points in 12 minutes of play, and some of them were big baskets. He comes right in quick. He go under the screen, knocks down the triple. Great job here. Gibson Jimerson trying to force it the wall with the steal up the Bama seal. This sent the crowd going. They end up going into the break up 10. And a big part of that was defensively. They were able to clean up some mistakes defensively. Guys getting in the lane, but they got 6 blocks. They're third in the league right now with just over 5 blocks a game. But Toby LaWall's got 3 of them, and they're highlight level blocks that were erasing points, helping them keep that field goal percentage low. Bill can shoot 30% in the first half.
All right, so we'll see if St. Louis can turn it up a little bit here. And, you and I were talking before we came back in, it's where do you go here if you're St. Louis? I mean, Jimerson, you can get Parker on some drives. You even thought, Ezewaro, an option. What do we got here?
Those are the 3. Ezewaro, they ran a set for him early, and he got a nice post touch and finish. They got him one later in the half. He drifted too far. He left the block. He was there he held his position to catch it and lay it in. Parker got into the game and helped to turn things around. He's got to look to be aggressive, but Jimerson can't force it. Got to look to pick his spots. I like this out of the timeout, out of halftime. They go 2-3 zone. They're going to mix in some zones, the Bills are, and trying to make the Rams work out of it. Know where 11 Shulga is within the context of this zone for sure.
Yeah, Coach Ford talked about it, but that's not what he was looking for. An easy dunk for Kwani.
Just great recognition, understanding, coming across the top, playing behind the zone, the cut from behind. That's great execution and understanding how to break down the zone right out of the halftime.
VCU is on a 10-2 run dating back to the end of the first half. And extending their largest lead. Now inside, get it there for Ezewaro.
How they started the game, too. That 2-man game with Ezewaro and Jimerson on that side and the empty side. That's good action. Then you go back to that time and again to see how VCU defends.
He's got 4 points, 2 of 5 from the field, also 4 rebounds. Here's Nelson for VCU. He started the game scoring the first 6 points of the game for the Rams. He's not scored since. Fairstow, held in check. 2 points, 1 of 4 from the field, 2 to shoot. And that's a shot clock violation.
That's a good defensive possession. Good communication. They also got in there, batted down one of the handoffs, threw up the timing. And this is great execution to driving right down the lane line. Just too easy. Everybody's staring at the ball. Kwani playing behind the zone. There's the same kind of similar action, but it's Hargrove and Jimerson on that side.
Now it's Hughes. Foul on Fairstow. That's his second. And then on the other side for VCU, you had all 5 starters who have scored, and everybody off the bench has scored. So 9 guys in action tonight. Everybody's got some points.
It's huge. A lot of contributions for a team that has struggled to score a bit in some of the games. It's great to get contributions from everywhere, especially with Shulga, who's at 3 points with seconds left in the first half. Hargrove stepped out of bounds there. Good defense by Kwani on ball.
There's Christian Furman. Fairstone for three.
But live with that shot. Playing percentages a little bit. Didn't close out hard. He's only 2 for 12 on the season as he's taking 2 today.
Hughes on a step back three. Oh, that's big. They needed that.
Hughes was second, looking like Daddy right there. Ryder Hughes is Cobb's one of the greatest St. Louis players of all time. Freshman All-American, high-level player, and that's a big shot on the step back. Tough one, too.
That's the first points of the night for Larry Hughes Jr., and it's a 7-point game. Nelson and Bart by Medley. They're going to say no before the shot. Officials are all over it, on the floor. Medley in the foul. Crowd wants the continuation, but it was clear that it was before the shot. Medley with his third personal foul for St. Louis.
We actually had the exact same angle as Roger Ayers here. I think it's the right call on the ground. I thought before he's in a shooting motion, the chest come out and make contact. That's the foul. And it's a good call, I think, and unfortunate for Nelson. But good drop.
Shulga put trigger off the inbounds.
Never in balance. There's a line drive. Again, you don't necessarily need that shot right now. Hasn't been his day to this point, but he could shot fake it and get in the lane there. Or shot fake, maybe get back and have that little flyby situation in stroke and three.
VCU is 4 of 13 from three-point range, and a foul again on the Rams underneath.
Like this too. Ezewaro getting him in the post. Trying to wear him out, get himself to the line. Just stacked fouls up on this VCU team.
Second foul on Furman. Ezewaro. Meadows. Hughes looking for Hargrove, who's got it on the block against Kwani. Furman tapped it to his teammate, and it's Nelson.
Oh, yeah, that's a foul. Yeah. It's going to be 3 on Ezewaro. He's surprised, but he just
Blocked him in the head.
yeah, it wasn't karate chopping. That's an obvious foul. That's a big dude, man. 6'9", 265. Just put his arm right into Nelson's grill. I love how aggressive Nelson is right now. He's a guy, again, that shoots a 40% from the three-point line, but he's not relying on that. He continues to have guys close out hard and able to get himself in the lane. We've seen him finish a couple times, now draw a couple fouls in this half.
Ezewaro's got to go out, and Bruce Zhang is back in for St. Louis. Shulga. Battle for it is not out of bounds off the Dolphins. It is. Fairstow trying to get free to get the inbounds pass, and he touched it last. And Jefferson was there initially. Or did he not touch? He just went out of bounds. Yeah, pass.
I like them picking up full court here. Let's get a little energy back.
Right.
Building's a little dead. The shot clock started before the ball went in play, so they'll re-rack that.
Great catch. It's a 27, you're right.
But I like this. Now, Hargrove's turning to this guy. He's like, yo, come and help. Like, this is a problem here. We're inbounding. We can't move. It's a stationary inbounds pass in the corner. It's never easy to do that. I love the call by Ryan out in the press. He's trying to talk to his guys right now, Odom, trying to get them going a little bit. They are, a little lifeless. The building is really quiet right now, too.
We're trying to come to a little bit of a stall here. Early part of this second half. 3.5 minutes gone by. You're right. Here comes the trap.
You catch it there.
Oh, the foul is going to be called.
And I'll tell you what's important. That's a third foul already on VCU in just over 3 minutes. And again, the St. Louis team is struggling to score. They can get themselves into the bonus. And they're a pretty good free throw shooting team at 72%. That would be huge.
Kwani picks up his third. And the thing was, he's saying, my arms are straight up. he got him with the body.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people sometimes don't recognize. I mean, he was hitting him with his body, and that was the call from Ron Kruger, a good one. And here's the step back jumper, no good on the way by Hughes. Nelson running quickly for VCU. Bairstow, nice.
Bad shot is your first pass in your opponent's fast break. That's exactly what that was. That is a bad step back jump shot at a time where you don't need it. He made a tough one on the step back three that was questionable. Having the baseline was tough. That's a better shot. Step in three from Hughes. Doesn't get it to go. And once Hughes shot that, actually, he didn't convert quick enough. They were 5-on-4. Nobody stopped the ball. Nobody communicated. Bairstow goes all the way. Coast to coast. Young just Euroed by the Aussie. Showing you Euro step on a Friday night. With them. Some of the best in the business, but obviously South Carolina, number one in the nation, scored over 90 points a game. They've become must-see TV. But bear in mind, LSU are the reigning champs. And they've had some wobbles. They both have games this weekend. LSU taking on Arkansas, South Carolina taking on A&M Sunday. Before we get to that big game, it should be a lot of fun. And one.
Shogun, 2 free throws coming for VCU.
I'd like to see from him. He's struggling to get looks out front and get comfortable. Be the aggressor at times. Try to get downhill a little bit, get in the lane. Under control there.
Meadows called for his first personal foul for St. Louis. And I mean, you see players are still learning to play with each other, right?
Yeah.
Still trying to figure it all out with, Shoga, who has been a pretty steady force for this team. But then when you add in his teammates and former teammate from Utah State now here at VCU, Sean Bairstow, in his 7th game back. And Joe Bamaseal in his 8th game back. And then you get into conference play, and things get ramped up even more. So it's a lot.
That's the hard part, is to try to gel. And St. Louis is going through something similar with their identity and having guys come back in the middle of conference play, where you know the program's better, the atmospheres are tougher, and you're fighting for your season. There's just a lot on the line. It's hard, very hard time to be, getting people back. It's great problem to have, relatively speaking, but it's challenging.
VCU is the preseason number 2 in the Atlantic 10. There's Parker, up fake, and he's going to the free throw line.
Good use of the ball fake. Getting Bairstow up, stepping by him, getting into his body, getting himself to the line. Bairstow can't believe it. It's the right call.
It is. Third on him.
Right there with the body. He's got his left arm in his back right there. Easy call.
So it's Parker who missed 11 games with a broken foot. Second year at St. Louis. He's got one more year after this of eligibility. Former junior college All-American back in the day.
Back in the day, it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
How old are you trying to make us?
Yeah, tell you right. Actually,
back in number 1, right after the pandemic, he was.
It's hard these days, right? Sometimes you think about something that was, I feel like was not that long ago, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that was 2017, 2018, like that. 7 years ago. You know, you're like, what?
Yeah. It's time.
No good. No. Thanks, COVID.
Bamaseal checks in, 22. Remember, he's like Vinnie Johnson, speaking of old school. That's back in the day.
That's right.
Getting up.
That is back in the day.
He's coming in looking to get shots up. A good rebound. A block shot by the wall. He just floats.
Meadows with his 2nd for St. Louis.
It's funny, we were talking to the staff about LaWall and his ability to jump and his athleticism. Well, the NBA Combine folks came in to test him, and they had to actually put, folks don't know, there's an apparatus to test your vertical. It's got long pole, these little things stick out, and you jump and see how high you can touch, and they measure it. They had to put like blocks underneath it to go a bit higher. He was above like what normal humans can ever do. 49.5 inch vertical with long arms and tall. He's an alien. He's wild.
Went to Lee Academy in Maine for a year, and it was really the previous staff that, took a chance on him. They had a scholarship remaining, and they said, this guy's got some pretty good athleticism, and all right, we'll grab him. We'll bring him here, and they did. And how great did that turn out now after Ryan Leonard and his staff? And They'll take it. Here's Vanderseal for three.
I love this with Vanderseal. He was just yelling, hey, hey, as they were transitioning because nobody was closing to him. He was able to step right into it. Parker with the late closeout. But you've got to know where 22 White is on the floor. And when he checks in, there should be communication. A lot of times people say shooter, shooter.
Right.
He's player, player. Whatever you want, that dude can get buckets in different ways. You got to know where he is.
If you're St. Louis, you just need a back-to-back, situation here. You're right in this game. I mean, it's been kind of sluggish, right? The crowd, as you said, there hasn't been a huge run right now for VCU. They need to take advantage of this.
Jimerson off that double screen on the baseline. I think they go back to this two-man game. Here you go with Ezewaro and they were not on the same page. Jimerson should never be trying to set a screen on it for Ezewaro dribbling the ball.
They're out of sorts here with 4 on the shot clock. 3, Meadows. Tapped around, Vanderseal's got it.
We've got 4 total field goals here in the second half and just over 6 minutes of play. Now we've got a scrum.
Oh, Vanderseal. Oh, hit hard in the head as he went into trying to put that one up. There's been some hard fouls in this game.
We'll take another look at that. It almost looked unfortunate for Jimerson because I thought he hit the ball and that hit him in the face, but Jimerson's fouled from behind. And then I think that was, the play in front was fine.
They called Parker the foul.
They called Parker. That one's tough. I thought Parker was clean. I thought Jimerson from his back kind of pushing on him was more problematic.
Shoulder.
Mismatch.
Got it. Foul call. Chance for the 3-point play. VCU is up 11.
This is what Ezewaro's got to develop. He played at LSU, hardly got minutes. Georgetown was his next stop, got very few minutes. He's got to be a guy they need to count on to play. He's got to be locked in all the time. He was taking a switch. They were a little miscommunicated there. Taking a switch on the other team's best player. You got to square him up. You got to be stronger. You got to have some resistance. And if you get beat with 3 fouls, live to fight another day. Okay, just let it go up.
Yeah.
But then you give a ticky-tack foul, he gets an and-1, now you're on the bench again. That's 2 ticky-tack fouls he's taken in this game that have been at different critical points. He's upset himself. You can see him on the bench right now, furious, but it doesn't mean anything. You got to execute on the floor.
And he's got 4 personal fouls with still 13 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the game. Hargrove is up off the bench. He's going to check in at the next whistle as well. Gallagher gets it over to Parker. Another situation again for St. Louis with the shot clock winding down. Parker, he's fouled on his way in.
Again, he's the only guy that can go create. That's kind of where there was some false motion there and not much was happening. He was trying to go make a play. And he did. He got himself the line, but he's the only one that can really do that. They need to use each other. That's why Ezewaro getting taken out of the game is so big. He gives them an option of throwing the ball on the block and maybe scoring. Or getting fouled.
Yeah, Lawal was called for the foul. 5 team fouls on VCU, 6 on St. Louis. Already 11 fouls here in the first 7 minutes of this second half. Parker. A featured ESPN women's basketball matchup comes your way on Sunday afternoon. Angel Reese, we're talking about them coming down the road. Well, first, they got to take care of Arkansas at home at 5 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. We'll have that for you coming up on Sunday.
Classic trap game, but they're at home there. That should help. Yeah. You got to play South Carolina next. I'm sure they're looking ahead of it, but Kim Mulkey will have them locked in. I'm sure at 5 o'clock on Sunday. She will. Can we get a little dress like Kim Mulkey?
Can we find what outfit she's going to wear? It's so awesome, right?
Don't pick up your dribble there, Shoulder.
Shoulder kicks it out. Nelson. That's tapped around. Vanderseal got a hand on it. And still loose. Parker now for St. Louis. And he got it knocked away. And still Billikens' ball.
If John Larry kept in the front row talking to Vance Armstrong, telling him to go the other way. Fresh off the set at night court.
I saw that. That's a pretty good reference there.
Well, how could I not know? They've run that show back. It's part of my childhood, and guess what? It's back.
It's awesome.
It's not on ABC, so I can say whatever I want.
There you go. There we go. Parker on the take finally gets it for St. Louis.
He's the guy. He's got to be the guy for them right now, and VCU's got to be locked in into gaps. Make him kick it out and give up a contested 3. Outside of Jimerson, you can help off the guys in this line.
It's an 8-point game here. Bell. Bambacio trying to get it back in the double digits. He does. It's a through ball.
Don't help off him. Like, you can't, again, he's the guy for them right now. And he's stroking, he's confident.
14 points to lead all scorers in this game tonight. He's knocked down a couple of three balls. Hargrove can't respond on the other end. The wall got the rebound.
It's a settle from Hargrove. He had 8 points in the first 4 minutes of play. He hasn't scored since the first half of the 16-19 mark of the first half. So that's a settle early in the possession for a three.
Foul, and he is fouled. We've got a 1-and-1 when we come back.
Every time St. Louis seems to get a little momentum, BCU tamps it down. This time it was a three from Bambasil. We're just saying there's helping Parker. They had him picked it up. Make Bell finish over there. Do not leave the team's leading scorer in this game right now. He gets buckets.
February 2nd and 3rd on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN+. Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
8-10 has had a really good year up to this point here. You got Dayton, number 21 in the nation, 19 in the net. You got 7 teams in the top 100. Duquesne's right outside at 101 gallon. And now all of a sudden you start beating each other up, though, right? I mean, that's the thing.
That's the challenge, and this is where you're looking at it. Some teams that have some good non-conference wins. St. Joe's, I point to them most probably. I mean, remember, they beat Villanova. They also beat Princeton at home. People say, Princeton? Well, Princeton's going to be a top 30 net team. They're 30 right now. Yeah. That's a quad 1 win, if you look at that as a home win. So the problem right now is some of your teams that have better resumes have struggled in the league, and that's because the league is better. There are more quality teams top to bottom. There's not really off nights, and it really makes it really difficult to stack wins the way you need to do. And when you have some teams with the good resumes that stumble in conference, those don't help their numbers, but their numbers aren't always reflected in the quality of some of the teams in this league. And that's why you see so many teams in the top 100. But really being in that top 75 is critical, top 50 to get you the quad 1, quad 2 wins depending upon location, home, road, neutral.
St. Joe's also lost at Kentucky, by the way, in overtime.
Yes.
So, that's a good game there. It's a really good wins. Dayton has the 3rd longest winning streak in the nation right now, 11 games. Shaga is the one.
Out of timeout. That was just, they wanted Parker to try to make a play, but he chose the wrong time. Jimmer's up there, gets set the screen. There's just bodies everywhere, and he's dribbled right in traffic.
Largest lead of the night here for VCU at 13 points.
Parker was in the middle of it. Nobody guarded him. They got him crossed up.
Dowger, and he's going to the free throw line.
Good job attacking the shot blocker, getting into the wall's body. There's just so much congestion. There's bodies everywhere. He tries to split the screen with Jimerson, with Gibson stepping into that space. There's nowhere to go. And Shulman, the beneficiary, not quite exactly, George Gervin with a finger roll.
The Wall picks up the foul. That's going to be 2 on Toby Lawal for VCU. 16 foul. And Tim Dowger, graduate student out of Tulsa, transferred here. Originally from Fort Lauderdale. Kellen Thames is back in for St. Louis.
And Jimerson sits down, and that's the problem right now. Is that you got a guy that's needing to score, that's struggling right now. He's only limited to a couple attempts in the game, 2 points, and they really locked him up. He won 3 field goals. They're doing their work early. They're not allowing him to get early. They're communicating. They're staying touch tight. Doing a good job.
Averages 16.9 on the season. That pass a little too strong from Bambasil. Parker's the leading scorer for St. Louis. There's Jefferson. Parker's got 12 points.
It's a local product, too. He's a Richmond guy. He used to come to VCU asphalt camp back when Anthony Grant was the coach. I asked him, did you win like Camper of the Week award? He's like, I don't remember. Probably won a shooting award. I'm like, yeah, that's probably true.
I would agree on that. Right here from in town, Hargrove lost it. Went to St. Christopher's and then went to Montverde Academy in Florida. Jefferson's parents, Jason and Jennifer, both went to the pharmacy school here at VCU. In the house tonight. But not what they were hoping to see in the leading scorer for St. Louis up to this point anyway. We're halfway through the second half. Bears still fighting for all comers, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
Almost like a running back, you're right. He's shaking off tacklers and getting himself to the 10. Right on the free throw line.
We got enough promo for the Ravens.
So sure, 4:15 tomorrow. ESPN ABC. His body's coming out. He could have got foul there, but then he gets himself to the line.
So we'll stay with basketball. Big 12 tomorrow. We'll talk about Baylor and Texas coming your way. That's at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on ESPN and the app. You're going to be in studio.
I'm not tomorrow.
Oh, you're not tomorrow.
What, you got a schedule change? Your boy's going to be on the couch watching games like a fan. First time in about 7 years.
Wow.
Saturday off. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be watching that.
Of course I'm watching that.
I'll get your app.
You're going to be locked in.
You need multiple games. You're not going to know what to do. You used to have, like, what do you have in the studio?
8 screens in the studio, but now we'll have the quad view on the TV. We'll have the iPad going, the computer going. We got a lot happening.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll be good. But that game in particular, 2 teams coming off horrible midweek losses. Not because they're not good teams, the Big 12. Texas losing at home to UCF in a game where they gave up 30 points between turnovers and second chance points. They just didn't close the game. They were double digits. Baylor, on the other hand, up 4 with seconds to go. Foul and 1 3-point shooter. And you lose in a game in Cincinnati that you really should have won. So it's a big game for both those teams in the best conference in college basketball. It's Big 12. It is loaded.
Jeez, I mean, UCF, right? You just talked about they were getting when they beat Kansas, at home. I mean, they, welcome into the Big 10 or Big 12. So much different these days, right now. I mean, remember when teams would move conferences or step up to another league, and well, it's going to take us a couple years to get our guys and figure it out. Not anymore. Just go to the portal and you get everybody else from other Big 12 teams that they want to be there. Just bring them over. How do you do whatever you got to do, and all of a sudden you're competing.
Right? I mean, Houston's established a culture and a success and identity. But to your point, L.J. Cryer, who played at Baylor, all-league level player, and transfers over to Houston. They're a team. You bring them in, that elevates the best conference in college basketball the last couple of years even better. You bring a BYU team. Folks, if you haven't seen BYU, they can flat out shoot it and got guys all over the floor and fun to watch. They come in and run the best home environments, 20,000 strong at the Marriott Center. Cincinnati and Wes Miller, great coach. You've got a ton of history there and some good players he went out and got. They're competing at a high level. And yes, as you mentioned, Johnny Dawkins and UCF. They've had success recently in past years. I mean, they almost knocked out that Duke team in 2019 until they were inches away from taking Zion and crew out I believe, the Sweet 16, the second round, to get to the Sweet 16. I mean, that's what you're bringing into the best league. It's ridiculous.
Starting to get into danger zone a little bit here for St. Louis. 16-point deficit, 9:20 to go. It's a 9-2 run for VCU. Parker, no.
That's kind of what they're relying on their offense here right now. Parker, can you go make a play? And that's problematic because you got a good defensive team in VCU. And Bama's here wants the triple, gets the triple, hits the triple. This has been a dominant second half. Lack of communication. Hargrove, hand down, man down with Bama Seal. They are cruising.
The exclusive home of the complete 30.
Ryan Odom, along with Terrence Hargrove for St. Louis on the other side, both last year in the Final Four, both speaking up for not only mental health, but their struggles and what they've done personally. Were both awarded the USBWA, the United States Basketball Writers Association, Most Courageous Award winners. And you see them both there down in Houston last year. Terrence Hargrove, who spoke up for mental health and his struggles and what he's gone through, and has such a great attitude and work ethic, and walk on life. And the same thing with Connor Odom, who had to deal with an extreme case of OCD way back in 7th grade. And it was him and his father Ryan, his wife Lucia, and his other brother Owen. They had to go to Nashville a couple of times back in the day for treatments there at an outpatient center for 8 to 12 weeks at a time. And he still has to work through it. But Ryan Odom today, when you and I talked to him, Dallin, was very encouraged and said, hey, he's doing a great job. And it means a lot to them. That family's been through a lot, and we always wish them the best.
100%. I thought Coach Odom was interesting and a very honest assessment of saying that at times there's an element of like, why do I have to deal with this? Right. These other people have to deal with this, and being able to talk about it is hard. But for Connor to step forward and share that story is always, there's so many people struggling with whether it's OCD or just other mental health issues, as Terrence Hargrove spoke about. Really credit to these young people that are continuing to get outside their comfort zone, to speak up and help bring awareness to different issues, but also help other people be willing to help them through theirs too.
Right, it's helping so many others. You know, when you see someone like this in these positions, a college basketball athlete or whatever it may be, you know, others not only in that similar situation, but see, hey, they're able to talk about it. They're in the limelight. They're in public. You know, maybe I can get some help with whatever you're working on or struggling with as well. So, congrats to both of them on those awards. Timeout in Richmond. Under 8 to go. We'll be back.
Leave that alone. But FSU, who's won 5 straight, taking on Clemson, a Clemson team that's lost 4 or 5. Rocky, they're getting a couple points at home. I like the Knowles there. Buying stock. Everybody's already bought stock in Kentucky. This was just a chance to talk about it in case people are tuning in, turning from football to basketball. If you have not seen the Cats play, they are the most entertaining team in college basketball. They make threes. They play at pace. They are fun to watch. They got future pros and outstanding college players. And Iowa State and TCU finally, 2 top 25 teams that really, I think TCU is a team that's been slept on for a while, but now people have caught up as they, took Kansas to the very end and beat other good teams in the Big 12, beat Houston last weekend. Iowa State also a team that's very challenging to play against. It turns you over. I think that's going to be an outstanding game. 2 o'clock Eastern as well on the U.
Here's up for the wall, and kick out to go, and follows with this with a dunk.
Easy for me to say, why did he dunk the first one? I thought he was up high enough to just put it down.
Trying to get it to Hargrove, and it's going to be VCU possession.
You can tell he's predetermined. I'm going to throw this ball. I'm going to come off this ball screen. He's going to roll. I'm going to throw it. He left his feet. He was out because they were out of position. It was not a well-executed play. Another turnover as St. Louis just really, offensively, is very limited. And you're playing a very good defensive team in VCU.
Right. Look out. There's nobody picked him up.
Easy press break.
Free ball, Hughes. And saving it with Shulga off the wall, and now Bairstow's got it. Shulga is a little bit banged up, and ready to get back to the other end of the court. I mean, you can just tell he goes after it, right? I mean, this guy does all the little things as well. Not to mention, he's got 15 points, 2 off of Damascene for the team high tonight.
Well, that's why they've gotten so much better as the shot clock goes down. Damascene on them just stepped into place. They rolled, they sucked in some defense. He rolled came right up the top of the key. Buries a triple. But the reason this team is so much better now than they were earlier in the year, and they're on the way to winning 7 of 9 now, is Method Franks in a triple. His shoulder was so reliant, too. They call it, too. They were so reliant on Shulga early in the season to score. There was so much that had to go through him. He'd force a lot of shots and need to make plays. But Damascene now, Bairstow, the play creator, and other guys stepping up. Like, it's just become a more complete team on the offensive end. It's night and day than what we saw early in the season.
Total. A lot of the pressure is off of him now. And now Damascene has been taking over here, and he gets another 3. 23 points. It's a new career high for Joe Damascene. Hargrove. No. Shulga. and tried to get number to 20 and he's out of bounds.
I thought he was going to get there. I thought he was just going to tap pass it back. We'll just see a serious timeout.
Yeah.
St. Louis trying to press and trying to change the tempo of the game and get a turnover, but great job by Bairstow. They get it inbounded, and Bairstow flashes right in the middle, gets it and goes coast to coast. Nobody stepped up. And here, let's see the roll by Wall, sucks in Hughes. Nobody steps up on Bamasil replacing up top. Barry.
Medley up top of Thames. Fade away, got it. Some pressure, the VCU breaks it. This is it.
That's a clinic. This is where, like, Travis Shortman, what he's doing is right. If they're going to trap on one side, Parker has to leave his man and then go to the middle. He's supposed to pick up that next pass in the middle. There's be rotation from the backside. Parker just hugged his man. So as soon as Nelson passed it, he was wide open the middle, and he was breaking with an off-hand break, and nobody steps up again.
It's 2 out of the last 3 possessions where they've had a dunk and then a point-blank range floater that nobody really defended.
Yeah, not good, Bob.
No. Good. Shoulder kicks it out. 20 for 3. Boy, everybody's doing it now. 20 for 3. And it's the 9th three-pointer game for VCU tonight. 5 in the second half. They're 5 of 10.
And one missed his first 17 threes of the year, folks, as Parker drills that one. 17 in a row. And he's now made 15 of his last 21. I've never seen that before. He's over 70% after starting that bad. Part of it, they said it's mental. They stay with it. And also Ryan Adams' coaching just continue to view him with confidence. I want you shooting. If you're open and you don't shoot it, I'll take you out for that, he told him. Versus shooting when you're open, he busts out of that slump. And now he's a weapon.
I'm feeling bad for the team they played after he was over 17 and he started hitting. The coach was like, what's going on here? This guy's over 17. You know, he's draining them.
Yeah, the scout. He was not on the scouting report.
Yeah.
It was probably non-shooter.
Yeah,
Let him
leave
get it
that
out.
guy open, you know? Well, everybody's hitting for VCU here tonight. 3:53 remaining. They lead it big time here at home. Themselves.
They've won 7 straight, and they guard you, man. They guard you. Chris Mooney, outstanding coach, really well-coached team. There's a bunch of seniors, a bunch of veterans, and they transfer in Jordan King, who's co-player of the week this week in the A-10.
Yep.
Really just starting to hit their stride at the right time. It's been impressive to watch them. Coach Valentine at Loyal Chicago. That game against Fordham tomorrow, maybe a no-holds-bar. Loyal Chicago makes a tough physical game. They really defend you. The question is, can they continue to make enough shots to continue to win the league? But they really guard you and get after you.
Rhode Island's won 4 in a row as well as they go to Dayton, so that's going to be a really good game there. See if they can pull off the upset. And as you said, Richmond, you know, surprising action so far with teams there with like Rhode Island, Richmond, and George Washington, Loyal Chicago as well.
As you're going to Dayton or VCU or St. Louis, you'd say Bonaventure's always on fire. Like you get so many great venues and unique places to be that are a lot of fun. So, fortunate to be covering the league. Look forward to seeing how things unfold this year. Dayton is the best team, but like you said, the league is deeper.
Right.
It's tougher to win, night in and night out. So there's always going to be good games. Tonight it's withstanding, I guess, in 22.
Yeah, well, I mean, this hasn't always been the case if you're VCU, right? I mean, they've lost their last couple here at home.
Yeah, this is a big win. Like they need to start to get right when the Siegel Center's a fortress again. They're protecting it.
Meadows picked up his 4th personal foul. Bairstow picked up his 4th for VCU. But the game pretty much not in question here at this point. Where are you going now if you're St. Louis? Obviously, come up here first. We'll mention the women's college basketball on Sunday. LSU and Arkansas, Angel Reese and company. It's 5 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. And then we're getting ready for their big matchup against South Carolina as well. What do you do if you're St. Louis? Where do you go here? You're going to drop to 1-4 in the A-10, 8-10, struggling to find offense. Get guys back in the mix. What do you do?
Well, the challenge is for, as Travis Ford told us, they don't really have an identity. They were trying to be a pressing team and outscore you and play fast. And then 4 games in, they have all these injuries, they didn't do that. We may want to explore going back to that because I think that may give a better chance of playing fast, loose, and free, and figure out how to generate some offense. And you may have created out of your defense, maybe to make it a little more mucked up. Because in a half-court game, Parker's going to take a tough one. They just don't have that many threats to score out of a standard half-court game. And defensively, they aren't that good. To help your offense, you usually got to get stops to play ahead of the defense. If you can't get stops, you might want to speed the game up, of your own accord. And that's why you press. They're pressing now because the game's kind of out of hand. But if you did it consistently, it'd be worth seeing. But the problem also, too, is I keep speaking out both sides of my mouth. You say that, but when you play every 3 days or 4 days, it's hard to practice it. You get guys, A, to get you to know exactly what to do, and B, get conditioned to play that way. It is hard to play that way. We did that my sophomore year. We had a coaching change, and one of our coaches, Mike Bermucci, came from Manhattan. It was Bobby Gonzalez was the coach then in Manhattan. They pressed all the time, so we, at Columbia, run around pressing people. Because we're as talented as some of the teams in our league. Let's try to muck it up. Let's see what happens. And we had some success with that year, but it's hard. And you've got to learn how to play it, but also play through exhaustion and then be able to have a deep enough team that you can have guys come in and play 8, 9, 10 deep to maintain a level of pressing and still execute.
Yeah, I mean, completely altering or changing things up, right? Like you said, even mid-season and not having a lot of time to prepare or practice it. I mean, I always kind of laugh, too, when, they say, as Bamasiel just continues to fire away from three-point range, he does it again. He's got 6.
This is showing why you need to practice the press, because they don't know where people are supposed to be. They keep getting into the middle easily and then breaking it. Now Bamasiel wide open. Barry's tripping.
Adds to his career high. He's got 26 now. And Parker responds on the other end for St. Louis. I was kind of like laugh sometimes. Like, halftime adjustments and this and that. Like, yeah, well, I mean, if you're ready for it, you had it, or you practice it, but like, how much can you really do sometimes in the flow of the game, or even during the week, like you said, we only have 2 days to kind of get ready for another opponent. It's asking a lot, isn't it?
Well, in the flow of the game, you could do a lot in terms of how you're doing stuff, but within your context of concepts of stuff you already do. So it's like, hey, we're going to start doubling the post, and we practice doubling the post all year. So here's how we double it. We're going to do that. Hey, we're going to start to play through the post. We're going to run these actions to get the ball into the post and play out of it. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Bamasiel again, he's on fire. But you can do things that you practice all the time and implement and dial them up and down. Going and pressing is something you don't do. Just tossing it out there, yeah, that's throwing stuff against the wall.
What a night for Joe Bamasiel. 29 points, 10 of 13 from the field, and he does it on the defensive end. And a wide open Bairstow. Well, the onslaught is on here. He's got 7 of 10 from three-point range as well for Bamasiel tonight.
This again, you're carving up that press. Bamasiel's able to walk right into wide open 3. There's Bamasiel stepping right into that 3.
And wait till the ovation comes here. I mean, this has just been one night to remember for these Rams. And Bamasiel and Connor Odom into the lineup here now. Coach's son we just talked about earlier. You can see the smile on his face as he comes in. Here's the ovation for Bamasiel.
And I like that Coach Odom got him out, got everybody, get him a standing O, recognize his career night, because when we talk about him coming in, looking to get buckets off the bench, man, he do his job well. And this team's trying to find out their roles. That's his role. Microwave instant offense off the bench. Other guys are figuring out where they fit. And this team just keeps getting better. Now, winners are 7 of 9 when this game goes final in just under 90 seconds.
Bell. Not there. Offensive rebound further. He's fouled by Parker. Numbers in the second half here for VCU. 15 of 27 from the field, 55%, 7 of 12 from three-point range, and 58%. A lot of that, of course, was Bamasiel. And then 8 of 10 at the free throw line, so just getting it done in all areas. And we're blocking shots early, and the wall was jumping through the roof here. And, now if you're VCU, let's talk them, right? A minute 19 seconds to go here. You're going to pick up this win. You're going to go 3-2 in the A-10, 11-7. A lot of people think, boy, this is like the last team that you want to contend with all these guys coming back. And I know they got a little bit of an uphill climb there with the net and all that stuff in the rankings, but still, I mean, they're capable of going on a run, and you don't want to play them come March.
Oh, not at all. We don't play them now, I don't think. And this is again for your first year coaching Ryan Odom. You lose your first 2 league games. You need this to continue to build and put the product on the court that people are going to turn out and have a clamoring to come see us. Connor Odom trying to get a shot up. No foul call.
And there's been a lot of fouls, so they would have had no problem if they called that one there. But here is the other way. That's dangerous.
But just to finish that point, I mean, VCU has some, they beat a Penn State team that has had some decent wins. Their resume is not going to be what they need. They had some opportunities at Iowa State and Boise State. They're going to be tournament teams. But as they're able to turn it up here and start to play at a higher level and stack wins in the A-10, it's more about winning this league and then to maybe win the tournament. That's what you still can punch your own ticket in. This team keeps getting better, and you're trying to continue to keep this level of excellence if you're Ryan Odom. This is a big, resounding win on national TV for your program.
Foul call. 29.6 left. Australian Open is coming up next as soon as we are complete here. 83-59 VCU. 29 for Bamasil tonight. 15 for Shulga. 11 for Nelson, who's in the starting lineup. By the way, they didn't have Zeph Jackson in this game tonight either for VCU.
No one of the leading scorers, second leading scorer. Do you think Bairstow, the Brisbane native, runs right back to watch the Aussie Open? Does he sprint right in the locker room and just fire right on? Got to get ESPN2 on right now, boys.
Bairstow with 10 points tonight. And 6 assists as well. Lead this team. 7-time VCU has scored 80-plus points.